is a quick revision of the multiple access techniques, which are FDM, TDM and CDM. So these are the techniques which is used for allowing multiple users to use the channel at the same time. That is, it allows a sharing of users on the same channel. So that is called multiple access technique. The name itself is saying that it allows multiple access to, that is multiple access on the same channel it allows. That is called multiple access techniques. The basic techniques are, even though there are other techniques also, FDM, there are various other techniques, but the basic techniques are FDM, TDM and CDMA. That is FDMA, TDMA and CDMA are the basic techniques. Now FDMA is frequency division multiple access, TDMA is time division multiple access and CDMA is code division multiple access. From the name itself, we can figure out that what is being shared, what is being, that is based on what thing we are classifying. From the name itself, it is clear. So FDMA is the technique which we used in the first generation devices. We know that there is evolution happening in the electronic series, in the communication equipments, everything. So the first generation equipments generally used FDMA, that is frequency division multiple access they used. Now what is frequency division multiple access? We will see later, but just know that in 1G techniques, FDMA was used. For 2G, that is there is a little bit improvement. Next thing, which is that TDMA was used. In the 3G devices, CDMA, that is code division multiple access was used. Now what is FDMA? Let's start with the first generation. Okay, so FDMA means frequency division multiple access. In frequency division multiple access, that is the frequency is getting divided. The entire bandwidth of the communication channel, it will be a spectrum of frequency, right? There is a particular bandwidth of frequency is allotted for every channel, and this channel entire bandwidth is divided into sub bands of sub frequencies. Okay, for example, if there is an entire bandwidth, this bandwidth will be divided into various sub channels or sub bands or frequency ranges, and each frequency range or each frequency sub channel is allocated for various users. So that is a method in FDMA, and these sub channels will be used by various users, and these sub channels will be wholly allocated for particular users, and only those users can access that sub channels. Sub channels means particular frequency range over the entire bandwidth. So that is a technique. The entire channel bandwidth or entire bandwidth is divided as sub bands, and each sub band or each sub channel is allocated for various users, and it is wholly allocated for that particular user. Nobody other can use it, and these users can use this sub channel for the entire time period. Okay, so that is called frequency division multiple access. And in frequency division multiple access, if you see, there is a small gap between these channels or sub channels, and that is specifying guard bands. So these guard bands is used to avoid inter-symbol interference of these channels, sub channels. Okay, so guard bands are used, actually just consider that, to provide a separation between these frequency bands, sub bands or sub channels. Consider, if just saying a rough number, 0 to 25 hertz is allocated to a user. Now if from 26 to consider it is to 50, if it is allocated to the next user, this 25 and 26 are closely related. So there can be some interference, right? So in order to avoid, we will use a guard band. So there is a guard band in between, and the next frequency range won't start immediately after. It will start generally from 30 to 150. Likewise, okay. So there is a guard band in between these sub channels to avoid interference or inter-symbol interference, these type of problems. Okay, so that is the guard bands. Now what is the problem caused by this guard bands is that if you see the entire bandwidth, there is various range of frequencies allocated for these guard bands also, along with these sub channels. So if you see the entire bandwidth, you can see some frequencies are allocated for these sub channels, and some small frequencies are again allocated for these guard bands also. So the frequency of this bandwidth or this bandwidth is not efficiently used. there is wastage of bandwidth happening actually. So the entire bandwidth is not wholly used for communication. Some portion of the bandwidth is also used for allocation of guard bands also. So that is why I'm saying, or that is why the bandwidth is not actually efficiently used. So that is one drawback of this FDMA system. Anyway, this is the whole concept of FDMA, and this FDMA is used in 1G techniques, especially for AMPS, that is Advanced Mobile Phone Techniques. Sorry, Advanced Mobile Phone Systems. That is for AMPS, this FDMA was actually used. Next, moving on to the next technique, which is TDMA, that is Time Division Multiple Access. As I have said earlier, this TDMA is used in 2G devices. So the TDMA means Time Division Multiple Access, right? So in Time Division Multiple Access, the time is actually getting divided. So there is a channel, and this channel is being divided for various times for various users. That is, each user is given a particular time duration, and in that time duration, that user can access the entire channel. That is a concept. I hope it is clear. So TDMA is actually division of time. So if there is a total time period, this time period is divided into various small time slots, and each slot is allocated for various users. So if you see this diagram, there are time slots, and the general concept is that in each time slot, the users will be sending 1 byte of data. Okay, and these are the number of users. Up to 24 users, it can vary also. The number of users can vary. Okay. So the different people will use different time slots, and the main problem is that there can be delay while allocating TDMA system. Consider that one user is using this time period, and the next user may not start immediately after. There can be a delay. So there is a delay problem in TDMA techniques. Okay. Next, so during one time slot, as I said earlier, during one time slot, the entire bandwidth or entire frequency range is allocated to a single user. That is a concept. Next, these TDMA based systems are generally used in voice data systems. That is for voice calls or voice data transfer. These TDMA systems was used. And one example is T1 transmission systems was an example of TDMA based systems, and other examples are GSM, GPRS and edge techniques, or edge system is also based on TDMA. So these are some examples of TDMA system. So if the question is what is the technique used in this particular in GPS or in GSM, you should say that it is TDMA. So it is a 2G technique. In 2 generation devices, generally TDMA was used. Okay. So this is actually a revision of these CDMA, TDMA and FDMA. And also, if you are preparing for your college examination also, you only require this much of information. So this board is actually a quick revision of TDMA, FDMA and CDMA. Okay. So that is a TDMA concept, time division multiple access. So the entire time duration of the channel is divided into various time slots, and each time slot is allocated to various users. Next, moving on to the 3G technique, that is in 3rd generation devices. The next concept was used, which is called CDMA. In CDMA means code division multiple access. So here the users are distinguished not based on frequency and not based on time. It is based on the code. That is, each user is having a separate code. Now what is this code? Let's see in detail. Just know that each user have a separate code. So there is no sharing of time, there is no sharing of frequency, because each user have an independent or an individual code, which will help in distinguishing that user from the other users. So there is no interference problem generally, but there can be ISI, that is inter-symbol interference problems can be there. Because there is no separation in time, there is no separation in frequency, there can be inter-symbol interference problems. And the general techniques used in CDMA based systems is spread spectrum technique, spread spectrum based multiple access. Okay, this is a diagram of a CDMA based system, and it explains how the CDMA is actually happening. Okay, so this is a data which one user want to send. Some other user may want to send another data. I'm just drawing a diagram or a waveform, and this data is XORed. So what is happening is XOR XORed with a PRBS sequence. PRBS means pseudo-random binary sequence. That is, the concept is to take the XOR of a data or some information. Generally, binary informations will be sent, right? So this binary information is taking, that is, we are taking the bitwise XOR of this binary information with the pseudo-random sequence. And this pseudo-random sequence with this data will form a code. Okay, so that is the code for that particular user. And then it is getting modulated with the carrier, and then it is power amplified and then transmitted. Now the next user will have some other data, and it is again, or even if the next user is having the same data also, there is no problem, because during the next user, that is while the next user is sending, next PRBS sequence will be generated. So this PRBS generated every time, that is for every user, it will be generating separate codes. Okay, that is various codes are generated for various users, and this PRBS sequence or this code is taking, that is we are taking the XOR of with that data which the user want to send, and then it is being sent. So every time for various users, as I said, PRBS generator is generating different PRBS sequences, and these PRBS sequences are orthogonal to each other, means they are entirely different from one another, they are not similar. So due to this dissimilar PRBS sequence, each user will be identified separately. Okay, so that is a concept. So whenever some user want to send some data in the CDMA based techniques or CDMA based systems, this data will be taken XOR with a PRBS sequence. PRBS means it is a random sequence. Okay, so this random sequence plus data is getting XORed, and then it is modulated and transmitted. So when the next user is coming, next PRBS sequence is generated, and every time new sequences, PRBS sequences are generated, and that forms a new code for every user, and every user is having a separate identity. So there is no sharing of frequency, there is no sharing of time. So that is the concept of CDMA based systems. Okay, so I really hope that these concepts are clear to you. That is, in FDMA, frequency is shared. In TDMA, time is shared. In CDMA, each user is having a separate identifying code. That is why it is called code division multiple access. And this CDMA is used in all the 3G systems. Okay, so that was a brief about FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. Next, let's see the important equations for TDMA and FDMA based systems. Okay, because in competitive examination, generally there can be theory questions, but there can be numerical questions also. So that's why I've included the important equations for TDMA based systems and FDMA based systems. Next, we are going to see the important equations for the TDMA and FDMA based system. So these are the equations for the TDMA system. These are some equations for the FDMA based system. So first we are going to see the equation for finding the spectral efficiency. That is how the spectrum of FDMA, that is first we will be seeing FDMA equations. FDMA is being used efficiently, that is efficiency of spectrum. It is equal to, that is spectral efficiency is equal to NC by BS into A, where NC is the number of FDMA channels, BS is the bandwidth of the system, A is the area of service. So this is the equation for finding the spectral efficiency. So the question, if the question is what is the spectral efficiency of this particular FDMA system, then you have to use this equation. Next, the number of channels allowed for an FDMA system is N channels. This is same as NC. Okay, so N channels is equal to BT minus 2 B guard by BCH. BT is the total bandwidth, B guard is the bandwidth for bandwidth for the guard bands, then BCH is the channel bandwidth. So this is the equation for finding the number of channels allowed for a FDMA system. Now the efficiency for the total FDMA, for the FDMA efficiency, that how efficiently the FDMA is employed, it is BC NC by BS. BC is a channel bandwidth, NC is the number of channels, BS is a system bandwidth, total bandwidth of the system. And the overall efficiency is equal to, if you write this as eta, eta is equal to spectral efficiency into FDMA allocation efficiency. That is eta m into eta FDMA. So these are the important equations for FDMA systems. I have not seen any video discussing these equations, so please note these equations. Okay, it will be useful for you if you write competitive examinations, and these techniques are, that is multiple access techniques, are very useful. Okay, next is TDMA. For TDMA efficiency, eta TDMA is equal to TS by TF into NS, where TS is the slot duration. Okay, so for a TDMA system, there will be an entire frame. It will be divided into various slots. So that is a concept. TS is the slot duration, TF is the total frame duration, NS is the number of slots. It gives the FDMA efficiency. That is how efficiently FDMA allocation has been done. So that is not FDMA, TDMA. Eta TDMA means the TDMA efficiency. Next, the number of channels for a TDMA system is N equal to M into B total minus 2 B guard by BCH, where M is the number of users allowed in that particular TDMA system. That is, maximum number of users allowed is M. B total is the total bandwidth, B guard is the guard bandwidth, and BCH is the channel bandwidth. Now there can be one question that in TDMA, is there guard bands? There is some frequency allocated for the guard bands, or guard bits are there. If you consider these time slots, in each time slot the user will be sending some data, and in that data frame some bits are actually guard bits. So some bandwidth is actually allocated for guard bits. Okay, that is for sending guard bits. So that is the concept. Okay, now I'll explain the equation once again. Number of channels for a TDMA based system is N is equal to M, where M is the number of users allowed, maximum number of users allowed, into B total minus B2 B guard by BCH. Okay, so these are the important equations for the TDMA and FDMA based system. I'll tell once again that the FDMA is 1G, TDMA is 2G, and for 3G systems CDMA is used. So these are the basic multiple access techniques: time division, frequency division, and chord division. If you say in order, it is frequency division, then time division, then chord division, multiple access. There are also other techniques. We'll be seeing that in next videos. This is a quick revision of FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. I really hope that this video is useful for your preparation. If yes, please do give it a thumbs up, and also share this video with maximum of friends. And if you want more videos, please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and keep on watching.